Globalization is a term that's been thrown around a lot lately, especially in light of President Donald Trump's opposition to trade deals and the UK's decision to leave the European Union. In the simplest terms, a globalized economy is the circulation of goods across many different countries. At your local grocery store, you can likely purchase tea from India, mangoes from Brazil, figs from Turkey, or coffee from Ethiopia, all in the same place. Manufactured goods like a t-shirt have likely already charted multiple oceans before making it to retail shelves, and that's all thanks to globalization. And it's a great system for the consumer. It means low prices, greater variety, and an all-around higher standard of living. To understand how globalization works, many economists still point to one of humanity's first endeavors in international trade, the Silk Road. The Silk Road wasn't the beginning of trade, but it did expand it exponentially. In the centuries leading up to the formation of the Silk Road, civilizations remained largely isolated due to geographical boundaries and fear of the unknown. However, around the 2nd century BC, China and Central Asia began to share goods and ideas through nomadic tribes. This eventually expanded into a complex network of land and sea trade routes, stretching from the Mediterranean to India and even to Southeast Asia. A slew of different goods were transported along the Silk Road, but the most common was, unsurprisingly, silk. This material had a huge effect on every society that came in contact with it. China had a complete monopoly on silk, as they were the only people who knew how to make it. So when the material was introduced to the Roman elite, who loved it for its lightness, demand skyrocketed. As the market grew, more and more working-class Chinese people moved into silk production. Like modern globalization, the Silk Road also ushered in a merging of languages, religions, and cultures. Along with goods like spices and textiles, merchants from India brought Buddhism to China and Japan, where it remains a dominant religion today. Nomads from Arabia brought Islam to South Asia, paving the way for the religion's influence in Malaysia, Indonesia, and other modern states. In fact, many historians argue that the greatest impact of the Silk Road was not the spread of products, but the spread of ideas. The Silk Road was hugely beneficial for early civilizations. It meant greater overall wealth, rapid advancements in art and technology, and increasing diplomacy among early world powers. However, today, some argue that globalization has gone too far. An interconnected economy often means a loss of cultural distinctiveness, along with traditions and even languages. A great example of this is currency. For ease of trade and commerce, much of Europe has abandoned their national denominations in favor of the euro. Many countries have done the same to adopt the US dollar. And globalization has even led to the deaths of thousands of languages, leading some experts to predict that by the year 2100, only half of modern dialects will still exist. The Silk Road left an immutable impact, affecting civilizations that weren't even directly connected to it. Merchants who charted the route stopped for goods in villages which eventually became huge cities, like Venice, Istanbul, and Aleppo. Faiths like Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism saw a much greater reach, eventually becoming 3 of the world's largest religions. Whether or not you agree that globalization is good, its influence in the daily lives of every human cannot be understated. Today, China is looking to connect Asia and Europe through a new Silk Road. To find out more about this initiative, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching Seeker Daily. Don't forget to like and subscribe.